Hey YouTube, Common Collector here, and today I'm bringing you guys my updated Morphtronic Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon deck profile. So this is a really fun deck, just got new support in Power of the Elements, which just came out like this week. So really cool that we were able to actually finally get new Morphtronic support. It is really awesome. I love it. The one problem that I do have with, like a few problems that I have with the deck so far is just that it just seems like there's still just too many tuners. So it actually would be really cool to try this deck out as just a link spam deck, because with the new Telefon, it just helps you to spam out onto the board even more. So a lot of people are actually going with the route of just trying to go into big impactful link monsters like Appaloosa, Boral Sword, and Access Code and whatnot, and then just playing with a couple synchros. So eventually we will get to that kind of profile, but for this video especially, this is a Crystal Clearwing deck profile. I will also be doing like an upload for Power Tool Dragon and whatnot, but this is focusing more on this and not so much on the power tool stuff with like all of the equip spells and whatnot. But anyways, before we get on into the profile, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit the like if you guys enjoyed this one. I would really appreciate that. Anyways, let's get on with the profile. So we're starting off with our 3 copies of the brand new Morphtronic Telefon. This card is just so good for the deck, and this is why people are moving on to trying to like link spam with this deck, because with this card, once per turn, you're able to roll a 6-sided dice, and then whatever your result is, you get to gain that many life points times the die roll. So if you roll a 6, you get to increase your life points by 600, and then also you're able to special summon a monster from your graveyard, one of the Morphtronics from the graveyard, with a level equal to or lower. So the thing that you can do with these cards is if you can kind of like get them in rotation with 2 of them, you can like use Telefon, link it away for like Link Karibo, and then use your second Telefon to bring the second one back. Use this Telefon to link with like the Link Karibo and whatnot to go into like Halka Fibrax, and then you can just keep spamming them around. So yeah, definitely like really good ways that you can kind of do a lot of Link and Synchro spamming as well. So but then also he does have a really good defense effect, so you can do a dice roll and then excavate that many cards from the top of your deck, and then you're able to just like basically mill one of your Morphtronic cards to the graveyard, and then you put the rest of the cards to the top or the bottom of your deck in any order, which is actually a super powerful effect. Because like, let's say that you're about to like draw for a Formula Synchron, and you end up revealing like a Monster Reborn, you can just go ahead and, you know, use this in like a cell phone to go in for that Formula Synchron, draw 1 card, and then you have a Monster Reborn, and you can just keep comboing off. Really crazy. Then we're going to get on into our cell phone. Everybody knows this card, like best card in the deck probably. Well, I don't know. Telefon's kind of giving it a run for its money, but basically with this card, roll a dice while it's in attack position, and then you're able to special summon 1 monster that you reveal from out of that dice roll. So you roll a 6, reveal 6 cards, and if you have a Morphtronic, you just special summon it. We don't really care too much about his defense effect, so I'm just going to kind of go over the relevant ones. We then have our 3 copies of Smart Fawn. Helps you to special summon itself out onto the field by banishing a Morphtronic, which is really great. So you just need to make sure that your graveyard is nice and set up, but that can be helped by the Telefon's defense effect, which is really cool. Then we're moving on into our 3 copies of Scannon. I really wish that they would have at least made this card a non-tuner, because like I was saying, this deck just has a big problem with too many tuners and not enough good non-tuners. I think that they really needed a level 4 monster, but they ended up giving us a level 6 and a tuner, and then like another level 1, which we really didn't need. I think we could use another level 4, like a really good level 4, or just having this being a non-tuner level 6, but whatever. This card is really cool because it's kind of similar to Smart Fawn, how it can special summon itself, but it has to banish a Morphtronic monster from the hand, so that is a little bit of a tough stipulation. Like, the card's not even going to your graveyard or anything, it ends up getting banished. But this card does have 2 really good effects. While in attack position, you're able to search for a Morphtronic spell or trap, and then place 1 card from the top of your hand to the deck. And while it's in defense position, you're able to bring back a Morphtronic from your graveyard to your hand, and then you place 1 card from the hand to the top of the deck. So both effects end up actually putting a card to the top of the deck, which is actually kind of nice, because you can end up like stacking a really good card. So there's a lot of times where I'll end up using Scannon, and then have a Smart Fawn ready to summon out to the field, use Smart Fawn's effect once it's on the field, and like reveal, like if I end up revealing back like a Morphtronic repair unit or something, like one of like the searchable cards, so you can just get that card right back. So this card is actually really cool. It's actually super duper powerful, just ways that you can kind of like hold on to your advantage. And this is probably a really good time to say I'm not playing the gadget engine in here. So this is an engine that a lot of people are using. This is a new card that did come out in Power of the Elements as well, the Gadget Gamer, because with this card, you're able to basically summon it, search for Selfon or whatever Morphtronic card that you need, and then you're able to tribute this card to be able to get out one Morphtronic card from your hand, special summon it, as well as the Gadget Hauler from your hand or deck. So this is basically like a +2 in card advantage, or a +1 on the field, and then you're able to go into whatever like Selfon or whatever card you need. The reason why I'm not doing this is because these are not Morphtronic cards. I think that these cards could have been designed a little bit better. Just to make it a Morphtronic card would have been enough, but also it's a level 3. So this card really can stop a lot of your plays with the Gadget Gamer if you're trying to reveal for like a Selfon or a Smartphone. It does nothing in the graveyard for Telephone, so I just don't think it has enough synergy in the deck. There are decks, especially like in the link spamming version of this deck, where this card does work, but I instead just chose to play 3 copies of Scannon instead of playing the package with the gadgets, and I am playing just a couple other cards to help with consistency, because with this card, this has to be normal summon to get that effect off, so for the search for like Selfon or whatever. So I thought it just seemed better to stick with the Scannon. There was already a really good consistency with Selfon and Smartphone, so with like the Scannon and the other new spell card, there's like enough consistency, so I just kind of wanted to keep the Gadget Gamer stuff out of the deck. But anyways, let's keep moving on here. We've got our 3 copies of Remoten. This card is like not as good as it used to be, just because we have better support now. But Remoten is still really good to be able to search for whatever you need, because if you do have like a Selfon in the graveyard, you're able to banish the Selfon, and then with Remoten, you're able to search for like a Smartphone, and then Smartphone can just special summon itself out into the field as long as you have another monster in the graveyard. And then this card is a machine duplication target, which is the main reason why I am still playing it at 3. So we do actually have 3 machine duplication targets with the Telephone, the Selfon, and the Remoten. So like we definitely just want to play those targets if we can. Then we have our 2 copies of Morphtronic Scopin, and then our 1 copy of Boomboxin, just for like easy level 7 plays, as well as our Staplin for another level 4. Also with Scopin just works phenomenally with Crystron Halqifibrax, because if you guys didn't know that, Crystron Halqifibrax negates the activated effects of monsters that it summons, but it does not negate the effects of their continuous effects. Just the activated effects. So with Scopin, when it's in defense, it actually becomes a level 4. So that means you can go for like certain different plays if you need a level 5 and you have Scopin and your Selfon, or Selfon, or any of the level 1s or anything like that. Then we have our 1 copy of Slingin. He's just another name, so I am just sort of playing one of each of these guys just for names, because you just do need extra names. That's again why I drop the Gadget Gamer engine, because I feel like if you're not playing as many names, and like if you end up adding hand traps, generic spell and traps and stuff like that, then the deck just really falls through because you don't get your searches off. 1 copy of Morphtronic Vacuumin. I did drop him to 1. I used to play him at 3 because he was a really good machine duplication target, because you can end up sucking up to 2 or 3 of your opponent's cards if you use machine duplication on him. However, I'm just using him as a 1-of in case your opponent has like a boss monster that you just can't get around and you want to just use it to put on as an equip card. It's really cool, really nice, and kind of sacky. So I just wanted to play him. Just another like level 1 monster, another non-tuner monster was a really big thing as well. Then we're moving on to the new Morphtronic Converter. Really great spell card for the deck. Also just helps with your consistency plays. Because with this card, if you have a monster in attack position, you're able to activate this card and then add or special summon 1 Morphtronic from the deck. So you're generally going for Selfon with this, and then you bounce the card back to the top of your deck. The really cool thing with this is, like, again, kind of like with the Morphtronic Converter, it's really similar to the Scannon, how you're just able to stack certain cards to the top of your deck, so you get really good reveals with your Selfon and your Smartphone. So you can just stack a really good card back to the top of your deck, and then bam, you just use Selfon to special summon it back right away. Then also with this card, if the monster is in defense position that you're targeting on the field, you're able to change that monster to attack position and then special summon a monster from your hand. The really cool thing about this is that it enables you to actually use, like, let's say you want to use Scannon's defense effect to bring something back from the graveyard to your hand, then you can use Converter to basically special summon out like one of the level 4s or something to the field, and then all of a sudden, bam, you now have him in attack position, and you can use his attack position effect, which is really cool. Kind of broken because like they don't have hard once per turns on their effects. Then we're playing the 3 copies of Morphtronic Repair Unit. Kind of crazy, but I dropped Junk Box down to 2 copies because we just have so many ways to special summon from grave nowadays with Morphtronic Telephon. I know like you can never special summon from the graveyard too much, but still, I just really think that like this is enough just playing the 2 junk boxes. Then we're going on into the 3 copies of Machine Duplication, basically the best spell card in the deck. If you get Machine Duplication and Self-On, you just win. 3 copies of Synchro, just because we like shenanigans with having TG Hyper Librarian on the field, and then Formula Synchron, using Synchro to bring all that stuff back, and then just like keep drawing and keep getting stuff onto the field. 1 different dimension reincarnation, because it can help you to bring back like a banished Self-On. 1 copy of Monster Reborn, 1 copy of 1-for-1, just because we are playing a lot of really impactful level 1s, 1 copy of Upstart Goblin, just to, again, increase consistency, and then 1 copy of Call by the Grave, so we can make sure that our combos go through. There are certain avenues where you guys could put in the gadget engine if you wanted. You just take out like Upstart Goblin, Call by the Grave, and a couple of the other guys, but so far I've kind of liked, oh boy, New Sleeves. I've kind of liked not playing that engine, but you guys can kind of do what you want. I think that it can be played in other versions of the deck though. Moving on into the Synchros, we have our 2 copies of Formula Synchron, like so good, just to help like get you into your plays, and it helps you to draw cards from your deck. You combo it with TG Hyper Librarian, and it lets you draw 2 cards every time he's summoned, which is just crazy. Use Synchro, bring back like a Self-On and a Smart Font, and just keep getting advantage. It's just so crazy, so free. Then we are going on into the 1 copy of Martial Metal Marcher. You need this for your Crystal Clearwing engine. So then we are going into the Clearwing Synchro Dragon, and then the Crystal Clearwing just for really awesome, impactful negates and stuff like that. Also with this card, really funny, is that when this card leaves the field, you're able to add 1 wind monster from your deck to your hand, which is Cough Cough Morphtronic Vacuumin. So if you don't end up using your Vacuumin through your combos, and this card ends up hitting the graveyard, you're able to search for your Vacuumin, which is really cool. 1 copy of Naturia Beast, super impactful, again, and that's why we're playing those level 4 Earth monsters, just so we can go into this with like our level 1 tuners. We have then our Black Rose Dragon, just a really simple card that you can get out with like your Scopin and a level 4, just for like a quick, easy bomb. In case your opponent just has a big deck or a big field going, you just have Scopin and a level 4, and bam, that's a Black Rose Dragon. You can Black Rose the field, and then kind of like, you know, make the game go the way that you want it to. 1 copy of Baron de Fleur. If you guys don't have some of these cards, or you can't afford some of them, like the Baron de Fleur, you guys can sub in Ruddy Rose Dragon, and then that's going to make your Black Rose Dragon even more live, because this can bring it back from the graveyard or from the extra deck. And then just other generic good stuff, Borreload Savage Dragon, Crystal Wing Synchro, and the new Morphtronic Earphone, which just didn't really have like a good space in this deck. So overall, if you guys can't afford like the Baron de Fleur and stuff, there are other routes that you can go with this. That was just a really good level 10. 1 copy of Link Karibo, 1 Christian Halkafabrax. Doesn't really need any explanation there anymore. 1 copy of IP, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, just for like a good surprise play on your opponent's turn, or if you're just trying to crack their board. 1 copy of Borrelsword Dragon, and then 1 copy of Appaloosa. I added in the Borrelsword Dragon and took out, I actually used that to take out the Crystal Wing Synchro, because I did feel like I had enough like negates, especially monster negates, with the deck. And with Borrelsword Dragon, adding in another Link 4 really helped me to clear my board once it started getting cloggy. So the big problem, kind of not a problem with this deck, but like, or with any deck, it was kind of the same thing that happened with Adamanticipators and stuff back in the day, is that you just kind of run out of zones to do your summons. So with these guys, you can just search and add so much onto the field into the hand. So it was really nice to add Borrelsword Dragon into the deck. That way I could kind of clear the board a little bit and sort of get space for my Synchro plays. And then that means that Borrelsword can actually protect your Appaloosa and your Naturia Beast, which is really cool. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the deck profile. There will be different versions of this deck, like I said, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know this was a little bit long-winded and long explanation, but I just kind of wanted to really explain how this deck functions, my theory behind it, because there was a lot of thought that went into this, what cards to play, why the ratios are the way they are, and whatnot. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Really excited for the new support and how it's going to just sort of work with the rogue community. Maybe it'll someday be meta, but anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't already, and we'll see you guys for the next profile. Peace.